Good evening, it's shop night, and you know what that means? I'm Chris Marshall. I'm joined by my co-host, the 2023 FRC Super Late Model Rookie of the Year, your friend and mine, the big LG, Lou Goss. Lou, how you doing, man?
I'm awesome, Chris. How are you?
I feel amazing.
Nice.
Lou, we had a lot of stuff to do here in the shop.
Yeah.
As I look here, the car is on scales.
Mm-hmm.
Mike and I put the travel indicators on the car, or on the shocks.
Yep.
And it was a little touch and go there at the beginning. We did have an injury. I will let you know that Mike Hubbard is on the mend. He's going to be okay, and we give him a thumbs up. But Lou, we had some car updates. So we made some changes to the car. We made a sway bar change.
Yeah.
By making a sway bar change, with that sway bar change, is there something that happens once you make that sway bar change, once you make that huge turn?
Yeah, that's definitely, kind of back to the things we've worked on tonight, right? One of the things was kind of reducing some of the sway bar preload. I think it's fair I can put that out there. That's definitely something that this car reacts to very well.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any change we're making on the car at the track where I'm like, yep, that's the right thing to do, it's been a sway bar change. We do other things. A lot of it's kind of minute, right? Little different feel here and there, right? Some gains, but definitely that sway bar change is huge. So we reviewed some of our notes, caught up on a few things, and I think we're gonna see some big improvements for this week.
Now, another thing that we did was we did measure the toe in and the toe out on the car. And how important is that to measure the toe in and the toe out on the car? Is that something that we should be doing every race, or every race car driver should be doing each time when they bring the car into the shop? Or
I think some teams probably do check it each week. We haven't been. We kind of set it and then forget it, if you will. Mm-hmm. But we double checked it tonight, as well as our bump steer. We had changed a steering rack a while back. Mark some things before we changed that steering rack. And some would assume that it would be, the bump steer wouldn't be affected. But there was definitely some adjustment needed between the bump steer and the toes. So, so if you're wondering kind of what the toe does, or if it's not right, the car can just be kind of darty, mm-hmm. right? Especially down the straight, especially at a place like WIR, or where if your bump steer is not right, the bump steer essentially is if when the wheel travels up and down, the toe changes. So it essentially steers the car, right? Bump steer, as the wheel bumps up and down, it steers the car, right? So we checked a few of those things, and there was definitely some adjustment needed. So glad we were able to take the time and do that.
Now, when you mentioned your notes, were you comparing them versus WIR or versus another track that you went to when you were comparing notes? And what goes into that?
Yeah, we have some great information from the Pathfinder guys and Lars and that whole group, and we were kind of just comparing some things, and definitely noticed that a few things need to be updated per their notes, mm-hmm. right? So that was kind of our own issue that we hadn't addressed early on. So have a great baseline again for this week, and looking forward to it.
And we do have some tires that that you went and charged up there. You said there's only a few laps on the tires. Now that's going to make a little bit of a difference versus what we had the weeks before. And when you say make a little bit of a difference, is there going to be a little bit of difference in speed or handling, or?
Hopefully there's a difference in speed, like increased speed, right?
Yes, that's what we want.
So just kind of how things go, we get making sure we can race the full schedule, right, is kind of part of it, right? And we're not just wasting funds and money. We probably don't need to get into that conversation, but we have a great set of used tires we're going to run this week. Quite a few less laps on it than we have been. Stagger looks real good, and just, very excited for this week.
Now, before we get into some race recap, I do want to let you know this episode is brought to you in part by CR Construction.
Yes.
CR Construction has been a partner with us here at the Lugos Racing, and we do thank CR Construction for everything that they do to help us go fast here at Lugos Racing.
Yeah, I want to elaborate on that too, right? So Mike Hubbard, he's part owner on that. He's part owner on a lot of things, super helpful. But yeah, CR Construction, they sponsor us. They also sponsor a few sport trucks, right?
Yes.
Between Tom G and Grant Gilbert, I'm pretty sure. So thankful to those guys. Check out their homes they got for sale. They got great custom homes, spec homes, tons of options. In fact, a couple of us on the race team are working with them on a few things. So great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go into something that I like, race recap.
Yeah.
So last week,
What did we do?
unfortunately, a race did not break out.
Yeah.
We had you had some personal things that you had to attend to, and the race did get rained out. So one of the things that's very important here is the health of our families and loved ones. And I understand you had a personal thing that happened, and unfortunately, we were unable to make the race.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Thank you, Chris. And I talked with Teal a little bit about it, and she's got no problem with me mentioning that it was her that went into the ER early Thursday morning, spent part of the day there, and just really monitoring a thing that she's got going on. But prognosis is good. She's gonna have a little procedure Wednesday this week, but plan is to race anyways. She's good. Of course, families are huge, right? We're all racers, but always priorities have to be taken. We all have other family things that are going on too. It was, it not going to the track is always bittersweet. I'll put that out there, right? Especially in the middle of the season. Like middle of season, it's unfortunate that the track that WR has had like 3 rainouts now in 5 weeks or 4 weeks, right? That's tough on a racetrack. But it allows us an opportunity to catch up on a few things, right? So I'm kind of torn, right? We can be torn as a race team. Happy to have some extra time to work on a few things, button up some things, check a few boxes, right? But we as racers, as a race team and a racing family, want to see the race happen, right? We want the track to run that race. That's how all this stuff keeps going on. So it is bittersweet, but glad we were able to check off a few boxes, and hopefully it stays dry the rest of the year for them.
And we love to see you guys at the track, the fans, and also the other competitors. Now, Lou, we had a race before that, and that was a special race. I think that was a white race, red.
No, I don't. No, it wasn't. Sorry, we're stumbling.
Yeah,
maybe it was a white race.
I thought
it was a race.
They had a few of the invaders.
It was a white race. You're correct.
And so we had some issues there. And if you want to elaborate or go into it, we could start from the beginning. I know we had a little bit older tires than some of the other guys, and it made for a long day. I'll say
it did. And other than the changes that we made tonight, which we should have probably had at that last race, we were on a bit of a tire disadvantage. But and I think I posted something about this. Just we were really proud that early on in the feature our speed was pretty good. Ahead of a few cars. We always want it to be better, but man, the leaders were on us so fast, and I'm always one to stay out there anyways, keep making laps, keep getting information. But that race just decided to pull it off. Save whatever tires we had left. Save time on the motor, all that stuff.
And it keeps us out of harm's way.
It was. Yeah, it does. Yeah, or not mixing it up with the leaders for no reason.
And we live to race another day.
Yeah. Keep cars clean and put it away, and that's it.
Yeah, and we're closing in almost towards the end. We still have a few more races left.
Oh, yeah.
We still have a few more races left in our season. So, you may see us at some of your local racetracks and some of your weekend shows. But Lou, We have a race this Thursday, weather permitting. Looks like it's going to be 70 and sunny.
Oh,
So I'm going to be looking forward to that. I won't be sweating my hair out during it. But I'm looking forward to that race. Is there anything that you're looking forward to? Is there anything that you're doing to get yourself ready and psyched up for that race?
yeah, just looking forward to see how these changes, how the car takes the changes. We all work so hard. We deserve, we deserve to run better. This team does. And also looking forward to being much cooler. But not that I got any problem with the heat, but, it's 90. I'd kind of rather be in the pool with the kids rather than. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's gonna be great. We'll be in the car regardless. It'd be 95, and we'd still be in the car.
Yes,
it's all good.
Yeah, and I look forward to that. And brother, you have no problem being cool. But I do want to make some honorable mentions here. So I do want to make sure to mention the People's Champ became the Duke. So I do want to make sure to congratulate Kaden Kostichka on becoming the Duke. Also,
he's starting to have a thing with, showing up for those big races, right? He runs well all the time, but definitely when it comes to like the people, well, I guess the People's Champ wasn't necessarily a race thing, but yeah, the Duke, I mean, when it's a big deal, he shows up.
I think they're going to have to start calling him Big Ticket Kostichka.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm going to have to talk to him on the whole marketing thing because, he has he's known as the People's Champ, so I was going to see if he's familiar with the people's eyebrow, the people's elbow, the people's sunglasses, But, they tell me, hey, Chris, he doesn't know about Dwayne Johnson. He doesn't know about The Rock. Also, another person I do want to congratulate, and I do apologize, I do butcher the last name, Aiden. He was also the rookie of the race.
Yeah.
And you may have seen, I posted a photo with him on Facebook. And hey, that is no small feat to be the rookie of the race. So I am proud of him and his team. They put together a really good truck. He's been running really good. He actually, I think he ran out at the Dells. They ran some shows out there. So he's actually putting together a really good season also.
Oh, yeah.
Now, another thing that I did want to mention here, a lot of people did message me Thursday. They figured that we didn't make the race because of what happened Thursday. So, yes, we did lose an icon there, brother. And we ended up losing the immortal Hulk Hogan. And a lot of people asked me, they said, Chris, did you not show up at the race because of what happened with Hogan? I said, no. I said, we had something that happened out of the ordinary, but thoughts and prayers are, with the family of the immortal Hulk Hogan. And Lou, did you have anything that you wanted to mention there at all before we end up wrapping?
No, that was great. Thanks, Chris. Just always appreciate everyone supporting us. we're working hard. Despite what results may look like, we actually do work really hard at this, and just really proud to be part of the racing community.
Yeah, and let me just elaborate on that. A lot of the teams there work hard too. So, just don't think just because, hey, they're running towards the back, they're not working hard. Hey, we're going through the same struggles as everybody else. Everybody else is going through the same struggles that we are. So them guys that you see that are running up front, mid-pack, they were at a point where they were pulling their hair out up, nights, trying to figure out how they were going to get that car to turn, how they were going to get those tire pressures set. And they were in the same position that we are. So it's, guys, we're working as hard as we can. Everybody's out there working as hard as we can. So from Lou Goss to Andy Monday to Jordan Field to Corey Manders to Taylor Vandemoss. We're all in the same boat here. And, Lou, I'm going to let everybody know we will see you guys Thursday night at Wisconsin International Raceway for Thursday Night Thunder. I'm Chris Marshall. He's Lou Goss. We'll see you next time on Shop Night. And you know what that means. Yes.